Hey guys, welcome back to your learning journey. Now, in the last video, you have understood what exactly is a machine learning is all about. Now, in this video, we'll take a little deep dive and help you understand the structure of a machine learning project and how is it different than what you have come across so far in the traditional application. So what happens in the case of traditional application? See, in the case of traditional application, what would happen is you will have a, a code, okay? That using the code, you're going to build the software. Now, that's what happens in the case of the traditional software. But we have understood that here you're going to build a logic, which is basically the machine learning model, and this is dependent on the data that you have used. That means if there is any change in data, the model is going to change. And to build this machine learning model, there are some settings that we will do it in the backend. Now we call it as a hyperparameter. If any setting of the machine learning model changes, then the model is also going to change. So the data, the machine learning model settings, all these things are going to contribute for the machine learning model that we are building. So what it means is, if I'm thinking about automation, then I'll have to ensure that we automate it such that if there is a change in data, we build a model. If there's change in machine learning configuration, we have to build a model. And if we decide to rebuild the model again, then we'll have to build the automation and we have to use the latest model that we have got. As you can clearly see, it's very complicated compared to what we will think about in the case of the traditional software. And more importantly, I want to stress one more thing. Okay, so here, when it comes to building the model, it's not a straightforward. So the data scientist and the machine learning engineer to come up with this kind of logic, like logic one point, it can be various equation. To come up with that logic, they will take up an experimentation approach. Like first, they will experiment in one approach, just like a scientist. They will experiment with various values, and for each experiment, they are going to get a different model. Now we have to track those experiments as well. And once we have done everything, once we have the model ready, we'll have to think about the deployment. Now, when we are thinking about the deployment, in the application deployment, we are going to track only the, let's say, the package that we are going to get it for the traditional software. Like if you're working in Java, you'll be getting the Java package, Python, like similar to that, you'll get a package like that, and you're going to use that package and deploy it. But in machine learning, not so simple. We have to track such artifacts. I have to track the model files, and there are some model settings that I've talked about, right? We have to track those as well, which are in the format of file, which we'll be loading it at a later point. We'll have to take care of this model artifacts and the data artifacts, and then use those correctly when we are deploying. So that's another challenge that we have got. Now, by keeping all those things in mind, right now, so I'm gonna take you through this video as how does the project would look like. I'll deep dive into the monitoring aspect at a later point. Okay, for now, let's come back. Now that you have a background about how this machine learning project is different from the traditional programming, so let me just take you through an example. So here, this project is called as a MLOps project, which is a dummy project that has been built using a data set. So I have a data set here. So the idea is, if there is any change in data set, I'm going to build a model, and this model is built with the help of this training pipeline.py. So this here we have actually created the modularized approach where we have splitted our entire project into different files, just like we will have in any project approach. We have modularized the code and configuration we have created separately. And if there is any changes in the data set, we are going to create the pipeline over here. That is what is happening right here in this example. So the intention of this model is, like, when we take a look into the MLOps project, we'll have a configuration folder. So this will have the important details about the configuration that we are going to use in our machine learning project. It can be model name, it can be the data that we are working with, it can be about the transformations that we want to work with, it can be about the special settings that I want to apply it on the data set. All those things will be part of my configuration file. and our data set is tracked over here locally. Now, in the production environment, we can also have it in the cloud storage as well, like the S3. Now, under this processing, we have created the programs to process the data. So we don't have to worry much. So this is, I'm just giving an overview as how exactly it is written. Generally, machine learning engineers is going to create these project files in their project. Okay. And the intention that I wanted to show you is just like you would come across the various file artifacts in your environment of application, even in the same way, we have to track that data and we also have to track the model artifact. These are the additional things that we have to keep in mind whenever we are working with the machine learning project. So the machine learning project will have a configuration, data set, processing files, the pipeline files to execute all the action, and the model artifact. So this is the overall idea as how does a machine learning project would look like. All right, guys, so this was about the basics of machine learning project. So if you're watching in social media channel, as I mentioned already, check out in our platform. So you have already completed 3 videos. Just go ahead and log into our portal. Once you complete all the videos, you're going to receive the special voucher and the certificate. So thanks again for watching. And I'm excited for the next video, where in the next video, I'm going to talk about why DevOps cannot be applied directly for machine learning projects. So I'll see you next time.